You're listening to Miss Style, Strength, and Grace with Deidra Murphy. This is your one-stop shop for style, fashion, health, and fitness. Deidra's passion is to help empower women to reach their fullest potential, both inside and out. Deidra and her guests will be discussing how to develop your style, health, and lifestyle hacks to energize your day and inspire you to keep reaching higher levels of success. Deidra is a professional fashion stylist, health guru, and Mrs. Washington 2017. It's time to get open and honest with Deidra.
Well, hello and welcome today, listeners, to another episode of Miss Style, Strength, and Grace. Today, I want to share a little story that happened to me just last week, and I'm going to call this Don't Refuse the Gift. So there's lots of gifts that we get in this world, not just physical and tangible gifts, but even metaphorical gifts, emotional gifts. And I really wanted to talk about it because we are entering the season of giving, with it being Christmas and the holidays. So just the other day, I was out running errands, going from one meeting to the next. I had gone to a luncheon, and then I was about to head to a networking event. And in between, I had looked at my watch and realized the watch I was wearing that day had stopped working. It wasn't anything major, but I'm sure it was just one of those instances where the battery died on my particular watch. And I had actually been running some errands earlier, and I checked out one of the watch kiosk places to see if they would fix my watch battery, and they wouldn't. So it is what it is. And I ended up taking my watch to a little jewelry place that I found while running errands. And this particular place is called Jewelry Design Center. And I was familiar with this jewelry place just because when I used to live in Spokane and went to school up there, there was a jewelry design center there. That's where they started. They branched out and opened a second location here in my hometown of Kennewick. So I was like, well, I've never been there before. I had stopped in the location in Spokane a couple times, but never purchased anything from them. Why not? I'll check it out, I figured. So I went in. A nice gentleman that worked there greeted me, asked what I could have done for that day, and I told him about my watch, and he was like, oh yeah, I can fix that right up. I'll be back in like 10 minutes with it fixed and ready to go for you. So I thought, perfect. Looked around, got some, new ideas for what jewelry I liked and maybe some ways to drop hints to my husband, but I didn't purchase anything else. And he came out from the back. My watch was all shined up, ready to go. The time was set, the date was set, and it was working because he just had to replace the battery. So I graciously thanked him, said, great, thank you so much. How much do I owe you for fixing my watch battery? And he was like, well, have you ever been in here before? And I said, no, I haven't. And he said, don't worry about it. It's on us. And I thought, what? Are you serious? And I was like, no, let me pay you if anything, at least for the watch battery, because that had to cost something, even if it was just a few dollars. And he was like, you know what? No, it's the season of giving. Don't worry about it. Just share about us with your friends and family and your husband and put the word about our new business and location here in Tri-Cities. And so I was like, okay, are you sure? And he said, yep. And he insisted. And I said, all right, thank you so much. I appreciated it. I told him some other things I had been eyeing and was like, well, maybe I'll try to get my husband down here and have him look at some ideas and whatnot, for the next time we ever wanted to get some jewelry or whatever. It's always a season of giving. A woman doesn't ever mind getting jewelry, right? Anyway, so I left that day. I did a little shout out for them on social media as a informal thank you for them fixing my watch for free. And that night I was laying in bed telling my husband about my day and told him about how I got my watch battery fixed for free. He was like, well, you still could have paid him something. And I said back to him, well, yeah, I could have, but when the universe gives you a gift, you don't refuse it. He laughed at that. And I was like, I kind of had an epiphany. And I thought to myself, wow, that's actually really true in life. When God and the universe or people give you a gift, don't refuse the gift. So that's what I really wanted to focus on today, is don't refuse the gift. The big lesson that I walked away from this is accepting a gift with gratitude and genuine gratitude that the gift is worthy of. So obviously if it's just a small gift of, a watch battery being fixed or whatnot, doesn't deserve some huge, big, elaborate thank you and party thrown, but maybe a little handwritten thank you note or a shout out on social media for saying thank you to that business. As a small business owner, I totally understand promoting somebody else via social media and whatnot. And pass it along. So maybe there's something else in your life that you can pass on that same gift to somebody else. There's the gift of giving a coffee and a coffee stand line. So maybe you're going through the drive-thru at your local Starbucks. Somebody has purchased you your coffee when you get to the window and the barista says, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's already paid for." Maybe obviously say thank you to the barista. You can't physically say thank you to the person that's already drove off in front of you, but maybe pass it on and say, "Hey, I'm going to cover the coffee for the person behind me. So whatever their order is, let me go ahead and pay for it." Or maybe you just throw up a quick prayer to God and say, "Thank you for this gift and I appreciate it," and just live in that state of gratitude and appreciation. Maybe even journal about it. I know I like to journal twice a day, and my gratuitous journaling time is my practice that I take part of in the morning. And with that, I love to just really focus on saying at least 3 big things that I'm thankful for, even one small item as well. So sometimes my small item is just, hey, yesterday it was a chilly morning and I enjoyed a hot cup of coffee in the morning while thinking about and planning my day. So sometimes it's simple as like that to, I'm really thankful for a loving and appreciative and giving husband that I met over 6 years ago now and am now married to. So it can be big, huge things to even little small things, but staying in that state of gratitude will just obviously give you a better attitude and outlook on life. And then I wanted to take it a step further and use the phrase, "Don't stomp on the roses." So I've used that phrase numerous times. I use it all the time with my clients, especially as we're working through their style and image journey. But I want to encourage you as a listener to not stomp on other people's roses. And that just means metaphorical roses, but also physical roses too. Like if somebody were to bring you roses to your house, you wouldn't take the roses, start thrashing them, and then start jumping up and down on them, right? So don't do that when people give you a gift via maybe words or other metaphorical or emotional gifts. So somebody might pay you a compliment. Rather than brushing it off and minimizing it, don't stomp on the roses. Just graciously say thank you. So for instance, I used to be the person that would stomp on the roses all the time. And that's where I got familiar with this phrase is a few years ago, my husband and I were sitting down for our quarterly counseling with our pastor that lives actually in Colorado. And we were talking back and forth, and I am a words of affirmation person. So if you have ever read the 5 love languages, my love language is highly words of affirmation. That means if you're feeding into my soul with words and praises, I'm like, yes, keep it coming. Like, give me specifics. My husband might say, "Oh, you look beautiful." And I'm like, "But why? What did I do differently? Do you like my hair? Do you like my makeup? Do you like my dress?" Like, give me all the words and I'll be your best friend. Well, we were talking with our counselor and I was living in that state where I was still kind of going through the depression and insomnia, and I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel like I looked my best. And my husband would still pay me compliments like, "Hey, I love you. You're beautiful inside and out. You look great today." And I'd be like, "Oh no, like my jeans aren't even fitting right. I barely took the time to get ready this morning. I didn't even do my hair the way I wanted. It's dirty. I didn't wash it today." And my pastor stopped me right there and he said, "Stop, Deidra. You are stomping on the roses that your husband is giving you. He is coming to you with these roses and these gifts of you look beautiful, this compliment, this affirmation, and this praise that you so desire. But then you're taking those roses and you're literally thrashing them in front of him and then stomping on them. So don't stomp on the roses." And like I said, I teach that to clients was we go through their journey of image and styling and how to teach them to be grateful for the roses that other people are providing for them, or the universe is providing for them, God, gifts, and using that as a way to stay in a state of gratitude. So I just want to encourage you with today's short episode to find areas of your life and gifts that God, the universe, even other people are giving you, and really accept it and be appreciative of it. So don't refuse the gifts. Accept it and say thank you. Find your own avenues for living in a state of gratitude. Maybe for you, it's journaling. Maybe for you, it's prayer and meditation. Maybe it's writing handwritten thank you notes. Maybe it is taking that person out for coffee, whatever it is. Find some way to say thank you and live in that state of gratitude in order to accept the gifts that God and the universe are providing you. With that, I hope you have a great rest of your day and learn to start living in gratitude.
Hey ladies, thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode. To help empower more women, please be a doll and rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. For show notes and other free resources we mentioned today, go to StyleByDeidra.com.